For the last few weeks, I've been working to put together a code that can be used to generate revenue as well as distribute funds for business owners. Today, I'm going to be going over how I take that code and partner with the right networks to generate a scalable business model. One of my favorite educators in the business space has to be Alex Hormozi. He's got a lot of great content. And last night, I was watching one of his videos going over what it takes to be able to build an 8-figure business model. I'm going to get into the notes that I took away from his video and how I plan to use his information that he shared within my own enterprise. So Alex essentially broke it down very simply. There's two components to any revenue model. There's going to be the entrepreneur, the person who's running the ship, and then there's going to be the leverage. So for everything that they put into the business, what is that being multiplied by to be able to get a certain return? So while he did elaborate a little bit as far as the skills and the beliefs, the main core section that I'm going to be looking at today is going to be the leverage. So what you're actually using to be able to multiply your effort, your input. There's four main categories that Alex presented, which was collaboration, capital, code, and content. And given my business model and the resources that I have available at the time, I figured it's best to create a visible model that I can see what steps I need to follow to bloom this into a fully operational and running enterprise. Now, given the main value proposition that I'm providing to people is the ideas that I have as far as to creatively raise capital, the main piece of leverage that I'm going to be focusing on is going to be the code. I want to make sure, whoever's doing business with me, the product and the value that I'm providing is top tier. And given my current resources, the code is the best thing that I can work on. Not only is code scalable, 1 million users can use that smart contract to be able to fund their business, but the code is something that I can constantly improve, and the code allows me to build as far as my ideas can reach. Now, given we're very early in the journey, I'm using my experience and documenting the process of me learning how to code to be able to create content. But the whole goal of doing these two is that I can collaborate with business owners and people who have capital to be able to buy into NFT projects. The NFT projects, again, or how we're raising money for businesses. Essentially, they'll sell a digital product and then they'll use the revenue from that sale to be able to scale their operations, whether they're a truck driver who owns multiple trucks and they want to add more to their fleet, or they're a real estate investor that they're looking to add more apartments, more quadplexes to their portfolio. The goal is that we're going to collaborate with experts in their field to be able to create a value proposition that various people can buy into in the form of the NFT project. Now, the NFT project itself is how we're going to raise the capital. The capital goes back towards the collaboration that we have with the business owner. And then again, we'll be documenting that process so that it cycles back into itself and we're able to scale an ongoing operation. Now, as far as the code, we do have our baseline for what we're going to be working with as far as the smart contract. The first piece and the most important piece is going to be the fund distributing contract, just because of the versatility with its use case. Now, we'll also be building multiple contracts that can not only interact with the first, but offer additional pieces of value for people who buy into the projects. But again, we've already put together the fund distributing contract, the first version. And this is something that we can use now to start working on building collaborations, putting it into practice. Now, I do have my own idea for how I can prove the concept, but our long-term vision and our long-term goal is going to be working with entrepreneurs who already have very strong business models. So now it comes down to us figuring out who specifically we need to collaborate with. So that way we can understand what offers we need to craft to be able to gain attention, pique intrigue, and then eventually strike partnerships with. So as far as collaborations go, there's two main networks that I'm going to need to work with as far as building this into the enterprise I've envisioned. So the first network is going to be the people who launch the projects, specifically the business owners, the people who have something that makes money, but they need capital to be able to scale. The second network that we're looking to partner with is those who buy into these projects. So people who have crypto and who are looking to move their gains from the base crypto that they've invested in themselves to something that can secure its value over time, regardless of how the crypto market is doing. So given I have already in mind the two networks that I need to build, I'm then looking at, okay, who are the ideal avatars that I'm looking to partner with within those networks? As far as people who are launching the projects, specifically what I'm looking for, like I mentioned, is business owners. Now, this is going to work best with people who already have a social media following, given we're going to want to generate attention with what we're building with the NFT projects. The avatar is going to need to have a scalable business model that we can take capital from the NFT project, pump it into their enterprise, and scale it past what they're currently doing in revenue. Now, ideally, we're going to work with business owners who are running essential good and service-based models, given regardless of how the economy is doing, they will produce revenue, but it's going to be important that we can find people who are open to integrating new technology. We're not looking to try to convince someone who absolutely hates crypto to partner with us and put together an NFT project. We want to find people who are open-minded. And the nice thing with business owners is generally they do have an open mind, given they had to be able to venture off and start their own enterprise to begin with. As far as an age category, I think that we're going to have the most success with 20 to 30-year-olds. But as we go through the process of networking and finding these partners, I'm sure we'll get more information as to who our best ideal target avatar is for launching projects. Now, the second network that we're looking to build is going to be people who buy into projects. The ideal customer that we're working with, like I mentioned, is going to be people who have already invested in crypto. They're already aware of how crypto works. They already have the wallet set up to be able to buy NFTs typically. And they're going to be the people who can take advantage of the most amount of value that the projects provide. If they've invested a significant amount of money into the crypto market, they're going to be looking to solidify their gains at the peak of the market, which I anticipate is going to be somewhere around next year. So people who have six-figure plus portfolios, those are going to be the people most worried about taking hits to their portfolios, as well as preserving their capital and mitigating how much they have to pay in capital gains taxes. Now, our target avatar is not going to be the people who are just investing in shit coins and throwing money at the wall and seeing what sticks. We want to find people who are smart money based, people who are going to be looking for projects that provide long-term value and have real world applications. The reason for that is because ideally we're also going to want to target people who have an audience who listens to them for education. Now, whether that's just educating them on what crypto is, how to buy it, or they're showing them projects that they're investing into the NFT space, we don't want, again, to be targeting degenerates. We want to find people who are being smart with their capital. If we make sure those two categories are met, then typically there's going to be smaller players who watch these people as far as what projects they're buying into to give them sentiment into what projects they should look at themselves. So given these are our two target avatars, I'm going to be working on figuring out a strategy to be able to network with these people. Obviously, leveraging social media is going to be key, but putting together specifically offers that we can use to target these avatars and build relationships that we can use to scale our current operations and convert it into something that is producing revenue. So moving into phase two, which is going to be the collaboration phase, we're going to be focused more so on networking with business owners and crypto investors who have audiences that we can leverage to generate attention for what we're building in the Web3 space. If you yourself are a business owner or a crypto investor, or you're just an influencer who may be looking to monetize your channel, I do have an email that you can reach me at, oxoffers@gmail.com. Feel free to shoot me a message and see if there's some work we can do together. Collaboration's key, and I'll be working to put together platforms that I can network with more people who are interested in what I'm building and see what type of ideas we can fund on the blockchain. So with that being said, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.